All right, episode 50, UFC 320 preview show,
Wow,
UFC Perth recap.
50. Wow.
Yeah, 50. Two
Great.
more till a year's worth of shows, but it's already been a year since this show started.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ariel said, update. Sadly, Connor won't be on. He can't do the show today anymore, but has promised to come on in the near future. I sincerely apologize to everyone who got their hopes up about his appearance today.
Damn. That's why like no shade to Ariel, but I'm just saying that's why and I'm sure he might have had the same thought cross his mind. That's why I'm not a fan of like announcing interviews before they happen.
Mm,
Because something could always happen, and then it's like it just makes me look bad if it doesn't go through, makes it
right.
seem like it wasn't official on my end. So I'd rather just like get it done and announce it that we got it done versus like announce it that it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, in Connor's just, he's unpredictable, right?
Hmm.
You don't know what you're going to get with him.
He's not making any sense. I saw this headline where people are saying, or he's saying he's negotiating with the White House,
Yeah.
and then Dana is like,
No, it's
no
not.
negotiations are happening until like April of next year or
Him
like
and
February of next year.
Look at John Jones and him already have the lineup made up, dude. Like it's already
They're just calling the shots, running the show.
it's in the books. It's in the books. We're gonna have two co-mains. Not like a co-co. It's gonna be like two fights going on at one time.
Two
Connor,
simultaneous main
yeah,
events.
yeah. Connor's gonna be over here fighting. I don't know who. John Jones gonna be over here fighting. I don't know who either.
Chandler and fucking Tom Aspinall.
Nah, I don't even think that will. Maybe John Jones rematch Dominic Reyes.
We'll see. Or well, maybe Cyril Gane if Cyril Gane wins it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking though about the McGregor topic. When he says he's negotiating with the White House, I don't think he's talking about financially. Like, there's no way the White House is paying Conor McGregor. I feel it's like, what are you negotiating? Like, are you not allowed in the States? Like, I figure you are allowed in the States. Like, what the hell are you negotiating with the White House? It was such a weird comment.
Him and Trump are cutting a deal.
Did
You
you
know,
see that clip at all or no?
I didn't see that.
Because everybody was
Yeah.
like posting it.
Maybe I did. When was it? 2 days ago?
Yeah, it's just weird. Because they're all saying Connor's negotiating with the White House. It's like,
I did
you,
see that. Yeah, yeah, I did. I saw like the headline.
I don't know why it becomes a headline though. It's like, again, I always pick apart these headlines, but it's like, what are we like? What are you telling me that Connor said he's negotiating with the White House? Like, how is this news? Like, I guess now we're discussing it because they made a big deal about it, insinuating that. Okay, I feel like when they all posted it, they're trying to suggest or insinuate that the White House is paying McGregor, and it's like, dude, that's like categorically wrong. Like, why are you guys even trying to put that out there?
Yeah, I would. I mean, that's not the way it works, right?
Yeah. I find it weird though, like why they even post that in the first place. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, see, and I guess the first thing that was funny that I went in my mind is that like Connor's trying to go behind Dana, go straight to Trump, and be like, "See, Trump said I could be on, so come on, Dana.
Okay, okay.
It's scheduled, Dana. It's already scheduled, Dana. Don't worry about it. We got you covered. Trumpy's already on it.
That would be a better theory in my opinion than what people are putting out, which is like White House is paying McGregor. I could buy that theory a little bit more.
Right, right.
So
White House is not paying McGregor.
White House isn't paying McGregor. That's why I just got to point it out because look at Homo Fight, look at Champ Rounds, and tell me they didn't try to suggest to you that the White House is paying McGregor. It's
Right.
just like I don't know. Do you like that's my? I always got to bring it up, but it's like I feel like there should be meaning behind a post. I guess like this has always been the issue with media, right? Media has always had this issue where like that's why athletes get irritated because they just post things just to post it. They'll make news out of nothing,
Yeah, yeah.
and I feel like
And it's
that's what they
almost
did
like
here.
it's almost like an innuendo. Like you can kind of fill in the blanks of what you think.
Yeah, and like we understand that this is something that can get taken a few different ways. So like we're gonna post this for the engagement
Right.
factor, not really for the benefactor of like providing you with information.
Engagement factor. That hit the key right there.
It's like I don't know. Maybe if I had like 5 journalists on hand, then time isn't as valuable. I might be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do find it low key like annoying when everybody reposts the same shit.
And it's a world like, what do you think these most of these people they do like 4 or 5 posts a day?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
so
trying to meet it.
yeah, so it's like what else can we fill in? What else can get more engagement? I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what it's almost like a page 6 in New York, just tabloid headlines.
Hmm. It's been real slow media these days, though. The last couple weeks, we had a little hot streak, and it's been slow, bro, over the last month or so. You've been noticing it?
A little bit. It does feel even with this buildup of 320. I was low key like, all right, we got an actual fight now.
Hmm.
It's like, and I was like, damn, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. And then even watching the media day today, I was like, it's very because a lot of the fighters don't speak English.
It's difficult. Shout out to
Yeah,
Marab, dude.
yeah. It just because we have the language barrier, to Pereira and Magomed. English isn't really their first language,
Hmm.
and I just saw Avis right now. I mean, he kind of was talking, but getting questions. So I don't know. It is what it is, right? I mean, that's why I love the UFC because it has so many different cultures and languages, but at the same time, it does kind of calm down the hype.
Hmm. It causes you to, I think, your attention span has to be more locked in on Pereira and Magomed. Like, sometimes when I watch the countdown, I'm like doing shit. But when
Right.
Magomed and Pereira come on back to back, there's no English for like 15 minutes. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like I got to sit there and read every subtitle if I really want to like digest it. And I honestly don't really
And I
do that
think
half
too,
the time.
when what happens is too is like when you have a translator there,
Hmm.
and you're translating it, you lose another little bit of steam there.
You
Even if
do.
it was the craziest question, you just don't feel that same energy. My question is Dana gonna be at the press conference? Over under, yes or no?
um,
Be right. I mean, he has to be.
mm, he
I
doesn't
mean,
have to be.
if it's in Vegas,
It's in Vegas. I mean, I'm sure he'll be there.
there's no boxing events this
He has
weekend.
nothing else to do.
All right, all right, all right. We don't have another boxing event that we need to promote.
We'll see if he's there. If he's not there, I'm gonna think that like all the shit he got during that boxing media fight week, he's avoiding questions. I feel like media is gonna get a little bit tougher on him.
And
It's
tomorrow
been getting exposed.
and we a little bit, and we're getting tomorrow the official press conference, right? So he's
Hmm.
usually there.
Hmm.
So he usually gets some questions there too.
Well, and speaking of the media, I'm saying this because last week I noticed, maybe it's Australian media, I'm not sure, but media last week at least for that UFC Perth event had a chip on their shoulder. If you go watch the press conference, if you even watch the Q&A pre-fight, or no, there was a pre-fight press conference and a post-fight press conference. I mean, the media was asking Dave Shaw, the UFC exec, like grilling him about a lot of
Really?
the issues, like
I didn't
grilling
see that.
him, like asking stuff like, okay, so did you really slash ticket prices? He says stuff like, I wouldn't use the word slash. We employ dynamic pricing. So he's getting all fancy with it, and then they counter back and they're like, okay, I know you like employ dynamic pricing, but could you give an estimate of how many comps you gave out for the event? Like they're asking
That's another good
specific,
question.
yeah, which you've never heard
like
before.
that. I like
So
that.
that's why I'm saying, like, I think the media's been getting insulted. MMA media's been getting dragged, right? Because this whole boxing event with Canelo, how they spoke to Dana, MMA media has been being called a joke after that, saying, look, Dana hasn't been answering real questions from media in a long time. This is proof that MMA media is just a joke, and they're just like plotted up there, right? They don't ask real questions. So let's see. I would love to see the media start being harder on Dana.
I like that angle with boxing, actually. I didn't think about that because in boxing, you are going to have a lot more accredited journalism from multiple outlets that have been probably covering it for what, I don't know, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, in some way or fashion, you know
It's
what
a
I mean?
longer history.
It's a longer history and not caring if they get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Not caring if they want to ask tougher questions. They want to have a headline so they can go back. See, that's the thing. In most other journalism, they want a headline. So their job is to grill uneasy questions, awkward questions, so they could go back like, bro, did you see his response? Let's fucking run it. Let's run it. Like he's excited. Here is more like layups.
And it's more so relying on that. See, these guys don't make real money, right? These guys make money off of Dana allowing them to come to the press conferences and film the press day.
Right.
They also get backstage access.
Yeah, they don't want to ruffle any feathers.
They don't want to ruffle any feathers. They're also not super like established. You know, the media companies need Dana, right, to like them, because without Dana, there's no money to be made, right? There's nowhere else to cover. Dana owns it all.
Yeah, keep growing their brand. They're like, hey, I got to plug into this vein.
Right.
Where the other ones are already very well established.
And there's not just like one Dana White. You know, there's multiple.
Oh yeah.
There's like you know, for example, it's Top Rank Boxing, right? You got Premier Boxing Champions. You got Golden Boy Promotions, right? I think you got like Al Heyman Promotions. I think that's actually Showtime or something like that, which probably went under. But you see what I'm saying? There's like 4 or 5 Dana Whites that these guys cover, right? It's not one guy holds all the cards. So that's what makes it harder for the UFC. But I think that's why there's been a lack of development, because Dana's this guy. But I think now the veil has been lifted, and hopefully we'll start seeing some more hardball questions. Because even today, you have guys at the press day. There's this kid who shows up there every week, and it's fine, dude. But like I could tell his whole MO is to be super sappy and super like sentimental. Like, what does it mean, you know, when you were growing up, your father this and your father that? And it's fine, but my issue with him is he's pushing an agenda. You know what I mean? You're coming in with this agenda of like what you think, right, this whole thing should happen as far as like the questions that should be being asked, instead of worrying about committing real journalism, bro. We're not here for these feel-good stories. They're great. You know what I mean? But when you constantly overlook it and you just like ignore that as your role at the media day, you're kind of useless, bro. Like, we're not here for sappy stories. Anybody can ask that. You know, you got to also ask the hard questions. And so you have people going to media days thinking on terms of like how this kid thinks versus how you should be thinking, which is like, let's get a good headline. Let's question the UFC. Let's make the sport better, right? Let's not make it like, you know, it's not about sentimentality sometimes, if that's even a word. You know what I'm saying, right? Getting all sentimental and shit.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place, but this one guy, he's always asking, like, what does it mean to you, like, your coach has been with you from the beginning? And then he asked Magomed a question, like, what does it mean to you, you know, your father died when you were younger, you had to become the man of the house. And it's fine if you ask, I actually don't mind the question, but when every single question you ask is like that, it's a little bit annoying. Like, this kid also asked, he's like, because I watched all the media. He also goes up to Khalil. He's like, Khalil, you were a 300-pound kid growing up. What do people not understand about, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Again, I sound like I'm hating. They're decent questions. But in my opinion, develop that too, bro. That shouldn't be your whole sole purpose of being there, you know? Like, it doesn't really push anything forward. Like, Khalil can go on his own podcast and tell his own story in a way. Like, Khalil can't go out and ask Dana about a fucking difficult question, you know? Like,
yeah.
Do your job more so than, like, you know.
Who was your favorite guy they interviewed today? I'll tell you mine.
I watched, like, Magomed. I watched Merab. I watched Corey. I watched Khalil. Might have watched Yuri. I'm not sure. I guess I paid a lot of attention to Corey, actually. I got a take on that.
Okay. My favorite was Yuri. He's all...
I don't know if I watched it or not, to be honest with you.
The dude's out there, bro.
What's some big takeaways? Because that would refresh my memory if I listened to it or not.
They asked him a question about him swimming underneath the water.
Yeah.
He just is like, he's just out there. That's all it is. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, every time I hear him talk, it's like, this dude is on another level. The way he thinks about life, what he does, the way he interacts in the forest, fucking hiking, going to school, swim. He's like, if I was gonna die, I was gonna die. Like, I was like, okay.
He's very spiritual. He's a true definition of a warrior. He's a little bit out of his mind too, but that's what we love. We love that shit, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he always just cracks me up with. He's one of one.
Definitely one of one.
One of one, which, you know, you can't take that away from him.
Did you see that video of him plugging his nose in his mouth and running?
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, you should go check out my Instagram right now. You're gonna love it.
That's what I mean. He's always like just doing these like oddball things. It's just like, who thinks of
You're
this?
gonna absolutely love this one.
I just always like, who thinks of this shit, Yuri?
I'm gonna read this chat while you're looking it up.
Oh, the
Scott
boys are in
Snyder
it?
says, "What
The
up,
homie?
fellas? Are you checking out Perry vs. Stevens and BKFC?" I will, but is that like booked and official?
That's Scott Snyder from where's Scotty from?
I'm not sure.
Scotty, rep your city, homie.
I'm trying to look up if dude, why the fuck am I getting verified if I'm a robot or not?
Yuri, oxygen training. Oh my god, deprivation. Like, who thinks of this shit?
He's giving himself 0 oxygen while he runs like 40-second sprints, I believe.
To help him with his cardio, huh?
Yeah.
He's crazy, bro.
I have to close mine.
Can you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
So, this is it. I'm fighting
Oh, this got announced August 13th.
very dynamic fighter. The Muay Thai base.
Yeah, he's
What
creating
the hell's
like
going on?
he's creating tools that have never been written before of something that's gonna make you successful. But in his mind, it's gonna work.
Yeah. And shit, he's pulling out all the stops, so hopefully it works. I see
It
people
would-
trolling him for his head movement and shit like that. I don't know. Let's see. I think he's got good head movement though.
You know, the last fight he looked good.
He looked really good.
He looked
Really good.
Really good, bro. He had to have movement that fight. He looked good. He looked in shape. He looked focused. Like, he was a dog that fight. That's why I really like this fight. I really like this fight.
Yeah, so just going off what Scott Snyder said real quick, yeah, I guess it's been Mike Perry, Jeremy Stevens fight week. I had no clue. They're doing a terrible job at promoting that. They're fighting tomorrow. No, they're fighting in 3 days. Wait.
The third?
It's on the October 4th.
On Saturday?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at September. October 4th. Yeah, it's on Saturday, so maybe they'll do a presser, but yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I'll watch that for sure, Scott. In
You know what I
Phoenix.
understand is like
What up, Jew?
why do what up, Jew? Why do organizations not move their events like on a Friday to get more exposure? Why compete against the UFC?
I think typically BKFC does it on a Friday. They
Really?
usually do. I guess my only guess would be that they think Perry versus Stevens is like a premier event for them to throw on a Saturday. But I mean, against UFC 320, I mean, UFC cut both of these guys. Stevens basically aged out.
Bro, I mean that's a given for any organization.
Like we're watching UFC 320.
Yeah.
But I guess if Perry Stevens happens to be on before UFC 320, I could watch that over some of the prelims. We'll see. We can preview the card a little bit. I don't know how stacked UFC 320 is, but
In my opinion, it's pretty stacked. Oh, and I didn't realize, just side note, Bonfim and Randy Brown are actually going to headline a fight night. They got moved.
yeah, it got moved to a headliner. So maybe I
I
could
like
reach
that.
out to
I like
Randy,
that.
do an interview. I was thinking about that since it got bumped up to headliner.
I like that.
That's interview worthy.
Yeah, I like that actually.
Yeah, they got moved off to UFC Brazil. I think
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
next week, right on the 11th. So they were supposed to fight next week. They got pushed back a
Yeah.
little bit.
I'd take that if I'm Randy. I'm just headline. Fuck it.
Yeah, he got a big fight coming up against Bonfim, and then Phil Rowe has a big fight coming up against the Korean Mike Tyson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look out for that fight.
Okay.
He trains with like Korean Zombie,
And
I think.
In Qatar got announced today, right? That's some good news.
Qatar. So okay, yeah, we love that. We love that the welterweight division is moving. Well, first off,
And Rakhmonov still sitting on the sidelines.
still sitting on the
Kobe's
sidelines.
like, I don't know if I don't know what's up with this dude, bro.
So I want to do two things. First off,
Right.
let's just mention. Let's check this one off first. Go top to bottom. Main
Right.
event: Bilal versus Arman versus Dan Hooker. Right.
Mhm.
Now everybody did all the politicking. I think I was firm on my belief. I'm not sure where you stood on the whole matter, but I was firm that Arman wasn't getting a title shot. He just simply wasn't. He has to fight again. It's not happening. I forget all my reasoning before, but I know I was firm on that. Like, Arman's not deserving. So I believe now it's going to be like Paddy or something like that, or Justin Gaethje, right? It's eliminated down to 2. It used to be those 3. Now Arman's booked. Watch like Paddy and Gaethje run like an interim title fight, and Ilya's gonna stay on the sidelines. Cause I'm telling you, bro, Ilya's rich as fuck. He's hit superstar status in the UFC. Like, I don't see Ilya just fighting anyone. Like, he's not fighting for the UFC anymore. If you can understand what I'm saying.
He's making his own terms.
If he wants to fight, he's gonna fight. If it's not like the UFC is able to tell him anymore, like, your next mandatory is Justin Gaethje and you're fighting him in September. Like, Ilya will be like, cool story, bro. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. See if I show up in September against Justin Gaethje. Sounds good. So maybe an interim's about to happen with Paddy and Gaethje, and maybe the fact that Arman's booked is telling. See, I'll say this. Maybe it's telling that Ilya wouldn't fight Arman. Maybe they tried to make that fight or something. Who knows? I'm just kind of spitballing here. But Arman Hooker's booked.
And I like to see that. I'm glad that Arman took it and wasn't cocky enough to be like, hey, I'm going to wait and against a game opponent, because Dan Hooker's never out. Dan Hooker's like Nick Diaz, like never out. Always has a chance.
Definitely.
That's a good fight. That's a scrappy fight for Arman. I like that.
It's a good fight for sure. You beat Dan Hooker.
He'll gain my respect if he go. I mean, he already has my respect, but he'll really gain my respect if he goes in there and he puts in a solid performance against a gritty veteran like Dan Hooker.
Well, I think also the story with Arman, just to give it a quick one, is that he left the UFC high and dry, right? He had tickets. He had tickets that sold with his name on it. Again, this is a theory. This is a theory of mine. I'm not saying
they were mad, bro. They were mad. Dana was not.
But this is also a theory of mine. I believe that Arman, for whatever reason, he got injured, right? Slightly injured. This is a theory. I believe he got slightly injured in his back or something like that. That's what he says.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I believe he could have fought, though. And because this is the difference, right? Arman says he was injured in his back, right? And I think...
While he was cutting weight.
While he was cutting weight.
Right.
Dana says he could have fought.
Right.
So in my opinion, I believe Arman got injured in his back, realized he wouldn't be able to make the weight, and was like, since I can't make weight and the belt won't be on the line, I don't want to fight without the belt being on the line. It's a crazy theory.
No, right? I mean, there's a lot of
drawing strings, but I believe,
there's a lot of juice to that. Because if you can't make weight and the belt's not there, then what are we doing?
Right, but then if you're the UFC, the question is, but okay, so what, dude? This is your fault. Like, or not your fault, but like, we sold tickets with your name on it.
Yeah, suck it up.
You gotta. It sucks. It sounds brutal, but it's like in this situation, you gotta suck it up, bro.
Well, and here's the thing too. It's like, okay, this is funny. Like, let's say this was another fighter that is so hungry that he's like, I can't afford to miss out on this fight. Arman can afford to miss out.
That's why I'm saying he chose that. See, it's about more the belt for him. He said, I don't care about how much I'm getting paid. I'm good.
Financially, exactly. He didn't really, if this was like a, I don't know, we can throw out a handful of names of guys that are just like
90% of the roster would have had to take that fight if the belt wasn't on the line, right? That's what you're saying.
Right, and the deals are stacked up, like, bro, like and they're so hungry to get the title shot.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, dude, I'll do anything. Fuck my back, but.
I believe that's why they're making Arman fight again. To be honest with you.
What do the homies think in the chat? I want to know what the homies think too.
Scott says, I'm guessing they're doing Ilya versus Paddy.
Paddy's what, rank 6?
Yeah, but they faced off in the octagon.
Yeah, they did. You could sell that fight.
It's about, that's about as done of a deal as you can get.
If they announce next week Paddy versus fucking Ilya end of the year, bro, run that bitch.
I would love to see that, honestly.
We would
that's the premiere. That's the one we all want. They had that incident at UFC London a couple years ago where they were like running into each other.
And I honestly think Paddy would give him a run for his money.
Of course he would. It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
Patty's big.
And
That's not
to
a
be honest
small
with
dude.
you, you know, it's one of these things where is Gaethje a tough fight for Ilya? Yes. And I don't want to disrespect Gaethje by saying like Ilya just storms through him. But it's one of these ones where if Ilya, let me put it like this, let me frame it like this. If Ilya were to knock out Gaethje, people are moving the goalpost. He doesn't get credit.
Yeah.
Old man, fight a guy who's younger, you're knocking out all old guys, right? Volk, Oliveira,
You do
Gaethje.
the same storyline. Yeah, you do.
It's the same shit. He never gets credit, right? So give him fucking Patty. I know Gaethje wants to. The problem is Gaethje's being a fucking a hard ass, bro. The UFC loves him. He's done a lot for the promotion. The promotion wants him to feel like they respect it, but he's putting him in a rock and a hard place, being like, I'm retiring if I don't get the next shot. It's like, bro, it just doesn't work out for you right now. We got a lot of good fights we can give you, right? And we'll pay you lots of money. We love you, but we can't give you that right now over Patty.
UFC would be like,
but see, I think that's where they're in a rock and a hard place because Gaethje has done a lot for them. I think they have a good relationship. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the UFC wants Gaethje to feel like they care about him. That's why they're lagging so long about this Patty fight, right? Because they're having a hard time. They want to give it to Patty, but they respect the hell out of Justin, and they're thankful for everything Justin's done throughout his career. Like, Justin's given him good knockouts, right? Even for what he did with Max Holloway, right? The UFC begged him to take the Holloway fight. He took it. Got flatlined on his face. The UFC appreciates that, though. They don't want him to feel like, oh, we don't respect you. Go ahead, like what you just said with the salute. They don't want him to feel like that, in my opinion. Because of, like I said, he got flatlined against Holloway for them. They begged him for that fight.
yeah,
So I think that's what's interesting, but I do think Patty's the one to make, bro.
yeah.
I think give Justin a solid payday against anybody else aside from Ilya. Anybody you want. Pick of the litter. You want a rematch? What do you want? We'll give it to you. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you could fight for the title. So pick your best matchup, right? Pick the guy who you could beat the easiest. We'll give him to you. And we'll give you a title shot. You just got to do like one more or something like that.
Yeah.
Because 2 fights ago, Gaethje got knocked out by Max.
Very true.
Then what? He came back and he just beat Fiziev?
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
He didn't knock Fiziev out, did he?
No.
Yeah.
But it's like, title shot off of Fiziev. What are we doing?
Right.
With all the fucking Patty Pimblett smoke and beef and like the octagon face-off, like...
Patty's been kind of walking through some people.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't playing right now. He's committed. He's focused.
Yeah, so we're jumping a little bit, but we got a few hot topics. I just want to hit them.
Well, we were on the Qatar news, right?
Ian Gary.
Ian Gary. I like this fight.
And help me out. Bilal.
Hello. I like this fight.
I just forgot the name for a second. Bilal can never catch a break. I literally forgot his name for a second.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a good fight. I like it. Ian Gary takes all comers. It's always, in my opinion, these days, it's always respect to Ian Gary. You can troll him, and I don't mind trolling him, but he has my respect as like a fan, you know.
Or just as a fighter.
I mean, he's fighting in Qatar against the former champ, even though he's been saying how he's been promised a title shot, right? Ian felt like he beat, what's his name?
Shavkat.
Not Shavkat, Protez, and then he made weight, right, for the backup that following week or something like that. So he said that the UFC promised him a title shot and shit like that. Clearly he's not getting the next title shot because he's fighting Bilal. So it just shows you, you know, Ian, he's doing that, and then fighters hate fighting internationally. Ian's like, I'll fight internationally.
Right.
You know? So shout out to Ian. He's about it, and props to Bilal too for taking the Ian Gary fight. I actually, when I saw the announcement, I felt like in my mind there was a little bit of respect for Bilal for just accepting it.
And I think Bilal's a dog too, though. You know what I mean? Like I don't see Bilal running from a lot of smoke. And I think I like this because they both have a mouthpiece. They both can talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll both dish it out. I don't think we're gonna get 2 respectable guys in there. I think we're gonna get 2 guys that are like game, want to go at each other, bring a little smoke, bring a little heat. So I'm gonna like that portion of it as well.
So maybe welterweight's gonna start getting booked now.
All we need is Ian Gary to throw one little Israel jab.
What does that mean?
Israel and Palestine.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
Well, I mean,
What's an?
there's a war going on right now.
Oh, and I thought you were literally saying a jab because you punched.
yeah,
I thought you were calling it like a
well,
technique.
You're throwing like a no, not a Parry.
Yeah.
Not a-
Yeah. At the
Little-
press conference, throw out a diss about Palestine or Israel.
Yeah, something.
I don't think he'll go that far. We'll see.
Come out with
but-
the Israel shirt.
But Ian is a ruthless promoter.
He is.
He's a ruthless promoter. That would be interesting.
And
You
Bilal
you
will go
leaning
back at him
anywhere?
too. That's what I'm thinking. Bilal will go back at him and say something too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he will. You
Yeah.
leaning towards anyone in that fight?
I would lean towards Ian.
I might even have to lean towards Ian too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Ian's a great fighter, you know what I mean?
I'd be leaning towards Armin and I'd be leaning towards Ian.
Armin and Ian?
What I would like to see is Bilal take Ian down. I want to see how Ian now reacts on the ground because Ian's been doing a good job taking people to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's been battle tested as well. He's been working his way up the chain here. Like you said, paying. I think he's been paying his dues. Love him or hate him, he's in it. He's in the mix. He's young. He's hungry. He's big.
So let's see. More matchups to come at welterweight. Sean Brady still got to get booked. Michael Morales, Joaquin. Lots of names still got to get booked. You know what I mean?
Shavkat.
Shavkat.
Got JDM coming up.
JDM versus Islam. So it's going to be cracking again. It's been about like 4 months or so.
Imagine Islam takes JDM down that first round. It's just on top of him and JDM can't get up.
Yeah.
Everybody in that division is going to be like, fuck.
We'll see.
Fuck.
I don't know if they think like that, but maybe they would.
Bro, like every time, like all the time I see those like Habib old videos, just takes him down, holding their feet, pushing him up against the wall. I'm like, I'm sure everybody's like, God damn it, how do I get out of this shit?
Frustrating for sure.
Yeah, I'd be irritated. I'd be frustrated. Like, not again, bro. Stop taking me down.
Yeah. But I'm sure like a guy like Sean Brady would be like, I got better grappling than JDM, let me get, Islam.
That's what it makes this very interesting.
Yeah.
That's what makes this all very interesting, Then you got Leon Edwards versus Michael Morales. Michael Morales, I feel like he's going to go in there and just like show his youth. Get Ian Gary to beat Bilal.
No, it's Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. My bad.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good stand-up war.
Okay, so I got one that's burning. I got to get it off my chest. But I do want to start with this one, actually, so it's not the one I'm saying. Let's go back to UFC Perth.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're both in agreement. The Neil Magny stoppage.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I've already put out a clip. I believe Neil Magny won that fair and square.
I 100% believe he won fair and square.
And I believe, yes, there's options for, like, confusion as far as, like, what happened. But that's nobody's, like... The right result happened. Allow me to explain.
Yeah.
The referee in round 1 called off the fight, right, with like 2 seconds left in the round. That submission wasn't in my opinion. So like Neil could have sat through that for another 10 seconds. So the fact that Jake came off with 2 seconds left, it doesn't even matter, right? Because Neil could have been there for a lot longer than that. So why are we acting like, oh my God, he could have submitted Neil with 2 seconds left? No, Neil wasn't in trouble. I feel like what should have happened after Neil got up and protested, this is what MMA is missing. Referees are allowed to make mistakes. They're human beings. Referees in the NFL make mistakes all the time. They call offsides, they call holding when it's not. And what do? I'm no fucking rocket scientist, bro. But we go back to the tape, review the tape, take it out of the judge's hand or the referee's hand. I don't know who let him make that decision and just sat by and let that happen. There should be a ringside commentator, official, who says, no, you don't get to make that call. We're reviewing the tape. I guess this isn't protocol. But you review the tape. I believe if they were to review the tape, they would have ultimately gone with the referee's decision to let the fight continue. They would have said, you made the mistake. Neil Magny wasn't out, and he wasn't in danger of going out. He would have survived another 2 seconds. The fight continues. You made a mistake. Jake Matthews wins that round. End of, right? End of discussion. We'll give Jake Matthews a mandatory victory on the round. Something like that. And then, exactly what happened should have happened. The fight continues and plays out exactly as it does. Jake Matthews got submitted fair and square, bro.
Even live, they were talking. Dominic Cruz, I think I forgot who else was in there with their Mike Ferdberg. What's his name? The guy with the beard.
I don't know.
But they were all saying that live too, like, oh, whoa, the ref made the right call. Afterward.
Yeah.
Afterward. And if you go back and you look at the tape, like he's kind of wailing his hands.
He lets his hand go down a little bit. I feel like because he's relaxing, but the ref misunderstood it.
But he didn't. For me, like he didn't do that.
No, the ref thought. No, so just to correct you there, the ref thought that his arm went limp, like he was unconscious.
That's true. That's true.
But this is my thing, because I've rewatched it. So get this, right? The ref messed up again because the ref sees his arm going like this, and the ref goes, "He's out," and then then he grabbed the arm to test if it's limp. If you see it going limp, you gotta test it.
Neil Magny was like, whoa.
Exactly, but my thing is he said he was out before he physically tested it. He jumped the gun. Before you say he's out, you indicate, oh, it looks like it's limp. Let me test it. Oh, he's out. Watch every other replay of every other finish. Yeah, but even when it drops, you have to pick it up. You have to pick it up and see if it's dead weight. This is what they teach you. Pick it up and see if it's dead weight, and then you call it. Because sometimes your eyes can fail you, which is exactly what happened to him. That's why they make you do this. So that guy fucked up a little bit. It is what it is. But that was even the mistake. That's where he went wrong as the referee.
But then he made
the right call. But I feel like it shouldn't have been his call because now they're using it against him.
I agree with that. And these fights are so critical now, right? These moments are so critical. You're right. Mm-hmm. It's almost like when they in the NFL we use that example. When you use that example, when that ball crosses the plane in the end zone, they look at that. They 100% look at that and confirm every touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Out of bounds. Did he have 2 feet in? They replay. 2 minutes automatically. Official replay. Up in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Up at headquarters. Like
that's what the sport is missing is challenges and shit like that.
Yeah, like you get one challenge.
One challenge, bro. Throw the red brick or whatever it is, right?
Throw the red flag.
Yeah. Throw that shit, whatever they throw out there. The challenge flag.
Right. That'd be fucking sick.
That would be perfect though, right? It's because imagine at the end of that round,
you only get one. Yeah, you only get one.
But Neil Magny's corner throws that shit. They go to the replay.
And I think if it's the last like 10 seconds like that, you get a chance to go like to the official refs like replay.
Mm-hmm.
Like because that was the other thing. There was so many. Here's the dynamics of what happened. Under 10 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so people were gonna argue like, oh well, he would have tapped him out. Yeah, if there was maybe a minute left, maybe Jake Matthews would have had a chance to
something like that. Yeah.
But that happens in a lot of fights when he's ground and pounding. Beep.
Right.
And so there's a lot of instances where that happens. And Jake Matthews, Neil Magny did it again. He did it again.
Nothing Neil Magny loves more.
Bro, he is a legend in my book.
No, he's really good. I love Neil Magny.
Because, I mean, and so unassuming and so, like, lost that first round.
He's the ultimate gatekeeper.
He is the ultimate gatekeeper.
If you're talking the ultimate of the ultimates.
And so, like, Mike Malott had to learn the hard way. Mm-hmm. Jake Matthews just learned the hard way. Because there was a lot of high hopes for Jake Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of high hopes. I bet he was feeling like, I got it.
Mm-hmm. This is my last argument against Jake Matthews, right? Why I'll just seal the deal on him right here. He appealed it, and he didn't even have... Even Jake Matthews, right, isn't arguing... I almost had him out. I would have had him out with 2 seconds left. Even Jake isn't arguing that, right? He's not saying that the referee made a mistake or anywhere along that line. The only thing Jake wants to petition, really, well, he's going to petition it on the theory that the referee made a mistake, but all Jake can say that he wrote in the caption was it's hard to flip the switch from feeling like he won to going back in the fight. That's his main excuse as to why he feels like he got robbed, because he dropped the adrenaline because he felt like he won, and then he had to spike it back up and pick himself back up and continue fighting. It's like, dude, that's not like, that's your deepest argument, right? That's the best argument you could put on your caption. It shows that you don't have shit of an argument, bro. You got beat fair and square. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro.
It is.
You got beat fair and square. Like,
There's something to be said, dude. Like, you know, and I think you said too, it's a setup. Like, there's something to be said that 3 rounds. This is 3 rounds. Neil Magny is not someone you go in there and you mess around with in that 3rd round. Like, he is a gritty fucking veteran.
gritty.
Like, if I was his if I was a coach and I had my fight in that 3rd round, I'd have him so locked in. Like, bro, we trained for this. 3rd round. This is what we're going to do. This is the game plan. Like, I don't...
So here's what the next thing I wanted to
Dream
mention
killer,
to you.
bro. Dream killer.
No, he is. And I want to say this. Nothing Neil Magny loves more than shitting in his opponent's Cheerios.
Yeah.
He loves to take a shit in your
Because
Cheerios.
he's older, and he's older too.
Oh, yeah, he loves it.
Yeah. Like, he got another young buck.
Like, Neil Magny, sometimes you might feel bad for him. Like, if you rewatch the Ian Gary fight, you might feel bad for him. But when you see him against Jake Matthews, I feel like you see that, like, deviousness. Like I don't feel bad for Neil anymore. Like, he really is, like, a junkyard dog.
But he is. And here's the thing, too. Like, we've said this a while. Ultimate gatekeeper. The Ian Garys of the world. And who was the other fighter that kind of... Oh, was it Michael Morales that walked through Neil Magny?
Might have been, yeah. Or Carlos Prates knocked him out.
So, I mean, you know what I mean? There's these next level guys, these top 10 guys that walk through Neil Magny.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Gary, Carlos Prates, Michael Morales.
And that's a big statement, because look at how Jake Matthews can't do it.
Huge statement.
I think even, Phil Rowe is streaking right now, but Phil Rowe lost a split decision to Neil Magny.
So, I mean, and I think that
Neil really separates that echelon from like that. He's a good separator for the welterweights. Fuck a Vicente Luque gatekeeper. Neil Magny's the ultimate.
Ultimate, bro.
The ultimate at welterweight.
Has Vicente Luque and Neil ever fought?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I want to go through his resume real quick because Neil Magny is just, bro.
Neil's fought everyone though.
If you could get him on your show, bro, fucking invite me. I want to talk to this dude.
Maybe if Neil sees my videos, he's gonna. I was thinking too. Jake Matthews is gonna hate me. Neil Magny's gonna love me.
Well, I mean,
because it's like
Here's the thing too, like Mike Malott, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Malott. These are learning lessons for the younger guys, right? Like, hey, like you got Mike Malott took it on the chin, and I think he learned from that.
He did. Let's see how he does against Kevin Holland.
That's a good one.
Tough fight coming up.
That's another good one. I like that one. I like
Eventually,
that one.
Kevin Holland versus Neil Magny would be a great fight too. I'd love to see that.
I mean, evidently Neil Magny's never going to retire.
The winningest welterweight of all time. The winningest.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to what's his ranking after that? Did they put him like at 20 or something?
Who knows?
Dropped out of the top 15, you know?
He's not in top 15, right?
Yeah, he dropped it. I mean, he's definitely in top 20, that's for sure.
But yeah, he's got a crazy resume. Fought everybody.
Yeah, let me just look at this real quick.
I have a good take I gotta share with you too once you're done checking that out.
Yeah, let me. Mike Malott, Michael Morales, Carlos Prates. Oh, Dos Santos is who he beat before that. So he lost to Carlos Prates and Michael Morales, and then he beat Mike Malott. He lost to Ian Gary. See, I mean, that was when he got first Phil Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to Gilbert Burns. Daniel Rodriguez. He beat Daniel Rodriguez. He lost to Shavkat. Shavkat walked through him.
But look what D-Rod did to Ponzinibbio, you know what I mean? And it's like Neil fucking... I think he finished D-Rod.
Yeah, needless to say, I mean, he's gone through a lot of these, just these guys. But these top 10 guys, they're able to get the job done.
But it's crazy too, right? How a lot of the top 10 guys have gone through Neil Magny.
Yeah, like
gone
through.
And it's always a statement.
It is.
So it's real definitive, If you can get past Neil Magny, you're like up there. You should even like believe in yourself more.
Yeah.
You know. So okay. I believe I watched the Corey Sandhagen press conference.
What were you
I-
gonna say though about the UFC Perth with Olberg? Were you gonna get into that yet or no?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we can. It's not super interesting, but I mean, like, I got like, I'll share with you how I feel. Congrats on the win. Great knockout. Do I believe you're next for the title? Yes, I believe you're next.
Really?
I believe he's next. I believe he's next. Yeah. For the sake of just the parity of how things are going, both Jiri has had two title fights, right? That he lost recently. Roundtree, he recently lost. I know he's coming off that win over Jamal. But with the 9 fights in a row for Olberg, knocking out Dominic Reyes, it's a new face in the upper echelon. That's my opinion. Let me just go ahead and run through it, and then I'll let you get yours in. Do I think he's being overzealous? Wanting to be the backup this week? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I feel like that's totally unnecessary. He's being overzealous. But I do believe he's next for a title shot. I do.
A part of me now looking at it ranked number 3. You're right, Yuri. I'd love to see him fight the winner of the Yuri. Let's say this happens. If Alex Pereira gets his revenge, they'll do a trilogy. And Olberg would fight the winner of Yuri versus Khalil Roundtree. In my perfect world, that's what I would like to see.
Okay.
Because I think though Yuri and Roundtree would give him a run for his money.
Definitely. I think Roundtree is one of his toughest fights, and so is Prohaska.
Yeah.
I mean, the top 4, right? Those 4 guys, Magomed and Alex too, those are really tough matchups for Olberg. You know? But that he's beat everybody else. Olberg's beat everybody else. Those are the only names left for him.
Yeah, no, those 4 or 5 guys right there. They're all deserving in that position.
Do you think he's being overzealous by trying to be the backup this week?
I mean, closed mouth don't get fed, right? I mean, wishful thinking. Fuck it, do it. But
Is that his way of kind of like eliminating all conversation that he's next?
That does help your case, right? That does help your case. So I think
first round knockout, backup.
They even said too. I think that hey, we're gonna get Olberg there in the stands, right? At the arena.
I believe Dana should just come out on public record and say this is all that needs to be said. Olberg did his part. He's looking like the man, right? But this is how we play the game. He's looking like the man, right? Saying what he wants to say, offering it. Credit to you. I'm Dana White. I go, hey, thank you, Olberg. We respect you. We love the dedication to want to fight. It's all good. We don't need you. You got the next title shot. Start training. We're flying you out. You face off against the winner in the octagon. We appreciate your service. But no, we want you to have a full training camp. You're next. If Dana feels that way. If he doesn't feel like he's next and he wants to keep negotiating, then don't say that. But at least say, we appreciate it, but no thanks. Like, you got to save the fighter from themselves sometimes.
Yeah. And I say this a lot, right? And we say this, you need a dynamic, devastating,
Win.
knockout. Yeah. Submission. Something to put you on the map. Like, let's not take this into a decision and be like, okay, you got the win.
Mm-hmm.
No questions unanswered on this one.
Real good, too. First round, clean, flawless performance.
Yes.
Olberg's looking good.
And no arguments here. Hey, you got the win. You did your job. That was it. That was clean. That was clean.
For sure.
But Dominic Moraes may retire from this.
Yeah, he could. We'll see. Whatever Dominic wants to do, he could do. I feel bad for Dominic, but
I did feel too.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. It seems like I got nothing negative to say about Dominic either.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was trying to make a comeback. Like,
doing his best. Shout out to Dominic. Hope he's doing all right.
Me too.
Okay, so
all right, we got that out of the way.
I got to get this one. It's been burning. I've been burning to get this one out. I keep fucking delaying it. This is the one I've been talking about. I listened to Corey Sandhagen's press conference today, and this man is, he's seeming so clueless. He's looking completely past Marab. He's breaking a cardinal sin. Baseball terms like a cardinal sin, cardinal rule.
Yeah.
He's breaking a cardinal rule, bro. He's looking past Marab. He's entertaining questions like, he's saying stuff like it's gonna
He
be
already won.
like I'm gonna quote him. He says it's gonna be so nice because people been like looking down on me like I'm not a big name. It's gonna be so nice to finally be the A side and fight Sean O'Malley.
Oh.
So he in other words, he's just said he's gonna be the A side once he beats Merab and is the champion, and then now it's gonna be roles reversed. When he was begging O'Malley for the title shot, now it's gonna be O'Malley begging him for the title shot. But he's literally talking like that. Like rewatch it.
I'll rewatch it.
He's entertaining questions like that and
when you
putting that
should
out
say,
there.
when you should say, listen, I'm focused on Merab. I have a goal right here in front of me. We can talk about X after I win this belt.
Right.
But right now, I'm right here.
It's okay to even say like how you worded it, being like after I win this belt, we could talk about that. But he's taking it a step further. He's talking like that, saying once I win. But then he's literally being like, once I win, I want to fight O'Malley. It's like, dude, you're making a big mistake looking past Merab like this.
That's a disrespect right there.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, and I was looking at let's do this. Tell the tape. Cardio. Who do you got?
Let's give it to Merab a little bit.
The machine. We'll give it to the machine. Yeah, we'll give it to the. If we were to, I'd say Merab goes another 5 rounds after that 5
Not
rounds.
that you know what? Corey did kind of like gas a little bit against Peter Yan back in the day. I think it was on short notice. But I'm just saying we have never seen Merab gas.
Now, okay, stand up. Who do you got?
I'll give it to Corey.
Ground. Who do you have?
Well, Merab, obviously.
Okay. Fight IQ.
I'll say Corey has higher fight IQ, but fight IQ doesn't matter when you fight Merab.
Okay.
He basically breaks the system. Like, just to give you context real quick,
Yeah.
Merab, when he was boxing, right, he doesn't have higher IQ than the boxers, but he broke the system. Like, he just wouldn't stop punching. And like, he literally broke the system.
Okay. Is there anything I'm thinking now? Corey's a little bit bigger, right? But Merab's fought bigger guys.
Size won't be a factor. Reach won't be a factor.
Here's what impressed me with Merab before. His distance management. That was one thing I thought Sean was going to be able to land because he was longer.
Mm-hmm.
But Merab, however, whatever he did when he went in there, his distance management was so well that Sean wouldn't connect.
You're right. And I was going to say, who do you think?
I was impressed with that.
Who's a better striker, Sean or Corey?
Sean, in my opinion.
Who's a better striker, Corey or Umar?
Corey.
Corey? Because Umar
Yeah.
beat Corey.
That's right. That's right.
Umar
That's
used a lot of wrestling on Corey, but then you go, who's better at wrestling, Umar or Merab? And it's Merab. I'll answer it for you.
Because Merab beat Umar. And
Yeah.
so, and
And
here's
he
the thing.
dominated him in the wrestling department in that
Now, I
fight.
don't like the fact that Merab said, I'll stand and bang with Corey. I think his fight, he needs to go. See, what I thought he did well with Sean was like he did the distance manage really well. And then when he needed to, he did the takedowns.
Mm.
Like he implemented both strategies in his game, which I thought was really smart.
Yeah.
I forgot, he tapped Sean, right?
In the second fight, yeah. The first one was a decision.
Yeah, right. But he dominated him.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, Merab has beat... It's kind of, if you're tying things together, right? Merab has beat a better striker than Corey, in our opinions. I guess they still have to fight. But, Sean's more accomplished. He's a champion.
I think he has
Corey's
more
not.
knockouts.
Yeah. So bottom line, right? Merab beat a better striker, and Corey lost to a worser wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
Why is
But,
Corey looking
dude.
past Merab?
Oh, yeah, that's disrespectful.
You
And
lost to Umar.
And I will say this, like, Corey deserved the shot because it was almost like, who's next?
I'm not saying he's undeserving at all.
I say that too. But for him to look past him, that's disrespectful.
It's coming off as disrespectful. Now, here's my theory. I want to get your thoughts. Because we all know how Sandhagen, he's actually known for not talking, right, in a way. He's used to kind of being boring and not really being this guy who talks shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd that he's kind of, in a way, inadvertently talking shit. by coming off a little bit disrespectful like this, because this is also like when he wouldn't talk shit in the past, I feel like this is the stuff he also wouldn't touch. The stuff he's touching on now. My question is he almost being sarcastic? Is he almost like trolling the game? Be like, this is what you guys want. I'm going to give it to you, and I mean nothing of it. Like, I know in my heart, in my mind, I mean none of it. And I'm just basically like, you know how somebody just is a yes man to you to shut you up? So they're like, what do you think about a future fight with O'Malley if you win the belt? He's like, well, yeah, when I win the belt, I'd love to fight O'Malley. Like, do you think he's just like almost like passive aggressively?
I think there might be a
level of that?
I think there's probably a mixture of it, right? Like, because he's almost
being passive aggressive.
But he's almost like coming out of his shell and trying to be this content creator too, right?
Right.
So it's selling his brand and getting more boisterous and trolling, right? Knowing that like if he does this, he's gonna get more views. So I think it's a little bit. There's definitely something to it because he's been doing it more and more and getting more boisterous. It's almost like he got set up and he went with it though.
Yeah. Like a level of inauthenticity is in his trash talk, in my opinion. There's a level that exists in it.
Like who else is like that? What's his name that I don't like?
Please tell me.
In the welterweight that lost to Joaquin. Always saying something
Colby.
stupid.
Oh yeah, when he's saying stuff he doesn't mean, right? You can't tell. It's like it's hard to get behind.
Right. Like
because then they apologize for it after, but they say like weird shit in the lead up.
Right. We're like Corey's not that far.
Not that far, at all. So we won't even group him in the same convo. But Drew also says he goes, I think that's what it is. Yeah, he thinks he has to do it.
And I think a lot of fighters right now think that.
I think he's blending his confidence of like manifesting the victory and speaking as if he's gonna win. I think he's blending that with like the troll aspect of like, I'm just gonna like any little headline you're trying to get from me, I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah, and it's almost like one of those things where you lose your own authenticity because you're trying to be this person that you're not. That's what I get with Kobe. Like, dude, is this really you?
Yeah, like you're being fake to us now. Like maybe they're not as educated with their questions, but just keep it real with your answers.
Because the guy that's super focused, in my opinion anyway, says, hey, I'm not looking past this guy right here.
And they're not like thinking so deep about the media. Like they're controlling the media. You know, when you're super locked in, like you see how certain fighters control the media.
Yeah.
Like they don't, you know, they're so locked in. It's not about the questions that are even being asked. They handle you know what I mean? They handle the question. It's not like they're answering it. They're like handling them. Like they might not even give you the answer that you were looking for, but they're like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of a, I'll say it. This is as far as I'll go with saying it. If I'm right about some of the stuff I'm saying about Corey, it's a sign of a weakness. That's a weakness to have as a fighter. To feel awkward and off around the media, right? And to have a weird type of relationship, this is part of the job. So that's a weakness in itself because these people write articles about you, right? It's very draining. You got to be around these people all week. So if you don't like them, super exhausting to be around a whole week.
And I think too, it's one of those things where if you're lying to yourself to create this persona, that is kind of a sign of weakness because it's like you're giving in when you really never needed to give in.
Right, because yourself and your fighting skills and everything should speak for itself. You don't have to do too much.
Honestly, yeah.
Right.
You don't see Islam like, all right, brother, all right.
Exactly, right?
Islam will laugh at you like, okay.
Islam won't look past his opponents.
Nah,
he's not even Islam.
He's locked in.
So that's why Corey might be a little bit inauthentic there. Everybody let us know what you think, though.
And I think Bilal, too. Bilal has some of that. Bilal has some of that where he's like...
He's just talking just to talk, right?
Yeah. And he's grown on me, too, because it's entertaining sometimes. But sometimes I've seen him look past a little bit.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I would agree with that. I mean, he was looking past JDM slightly. Yeah. Okay, let me look up some
He was saying he was going to be the greatest welterweight of all time. He was the next GSP.
Calling himself Canelo and shit like that.
Bro, he was the next GSP. We didn't even know it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you know, but it goes GSP and then it goes Bilal. I didn't know.
The greatest fucking welterweights of all time. I guess we're just forgetting about Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, of all time, bro.
Yeah.
Of all time.
In Bilal's book. We didn't get that fight, though. Bilal versus Kamaru, we didn't get that. So we'll see what happens with Kamaru.
Maybe Kamaru gets Sean Brady.
That would be a good fight.
That would be a good fight.
That'd be a good fight. Jew says that's why I like the Diaz brothers. They dealt with media. Yeah. Because see, this is what I'm saying, right?
You're getting authentic people when you're dealing with it because they don't give a.
This is a perfect. I'll give you a perfect example of how Corey's doing it and how the Diaz brothers did it. Real fighter versus somebody who it's a weakness. The media is a weakness in Corey's martial arts tool bag because that's a martial art. The media, it's got to be okay.
Yeah.
The Diaz brothers, Nick Diaz, he's famous for telling Ariel, because Ariel goes, "Are you excited about this upcoming fight, Nick?" And he goes, "Bro, I'm not excited. I fucking hate it when you guys ask me that. Like, why would I be excited? Like, why would I be excited for this? There's another guy training to kill me. I'm scared as fuck. I'm not excited. Stop asking me if I'm excited. We slap people like you who say shit like that, right?
Right.
But what Corey is doing right now is Corey's like, yeah, man, I'm super excited for this fight. I can't wait for this fight. I trained really hard for it. It's one of the best camps I've ever had. And I mean, honestly, man, I'm just super excited. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Like, tell us how you really feel, dude. Like I hate a lot of fighters do shit like that. What I just did there, a lot of fighters do that. We just can't really call it out. But I hate when they just like mock the answer back to the reporter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, give us your soul. Tell us what's in your heart. Like, that's why I love when Nick Diaz says, bro, fucking excited? That's what you're going to ask me? Excited about another man that wants to kill me. Oh, man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But that's the realest shit. We're like, damn, he's right. That you still have reporters to this day asking fighters, how excited are you to step in the octagon on Saturday? They're scared as fuck, dude. Stop asking if they're excited.
It was almost like when you clap back. Like,
yeah.
Dog. Like, you don't know. You don't know. Like, stay, like, putting them in their place.
Right, because like, you're the fighter. You're the, you are in this shit. You're the warrior.
Right.
Treat the reporter like the reporter in a way. If they ask a stupid question, then tell them. Like, Gervonta, right? Here's another one. Give you another example. Last week, Gervonta at the Jake Paul presser, some dumbass kid comes in there, right? And he's like, hey, for this question's for Jake and Gervonta. Another stupid ass tactic. Never ask both guys a question, okay? Rule number 1. He goes, this is for Jake and Gervonta.
Let me write this down. Hold on.
Yeah, we're giving free game right here for Corey. Corey, tap in. He goes, this is for Jake and Gervonta. Drake usually places bets on the fights. Drake said he's betting, or why should Drake, explain to me why Drake should bet on each of you. Like, state your case why Drake should bet on you guys. And Gervonta goes, he just plays dumb, right? So he's handling the question. He plays dumb. He knows what the guy asked, but he's playing dumb. He's like, who? Oh, Drake? Oh, shit. Well, I don't know. Why shouldn't he bet on me, right? Because he's not going to be like, but this is what Corey would say. Corey would be like, well, Drake should bet on me because I trained really hard for this fight. And, like, I learned a lot from my lessons about Umar. It's like, dude, stop answering the guy's fucking question. Put him in his place. You know what else Gervonta told that reporter? He goes, this your first media? This your first press conference? The guy goes, no, I've been here. And he goes, no, not that you've been here. Is this your first one? And he goes, yeah, it's my first one. And then Gervonta goes, yeah, I know. I could tell. Again, he handled him. He didn't answer the question. He turned it back on him.
I like that. Yeah.
Don't get controlled by the media, bro.
I agree. There's an art. Yeah, there's an art. It's another arrow.
Put them in their fucking place.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You don't just answer. You're not their victim. You don't just have to answer all their questions. If they ask a stupid question, protect yourself. Because at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to, right? You're the fighter going in there who has to answer for everything. And then when they're making you say shit, right, you got to go answer for that. That's why don't give that to them. They're making you say shit. You're biting on that. You got to go in and answer for that now.
Don't give your opponent chalkboard material. Don't give your opponent motivation. Don't give your opponent another reason to come at you. Oh, you said that? Okay, cool. Good to know.
The game is bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why you don't give your opponent all that stuff. Because everything you say can be used against you, right?
In the court of law.
Shout out to Kamaru Usman. Usman loves that saying because he'd been fighting Colby and Masvidal and shit. That's one of his best sayings. We got anything else going on?
Like topics or?
Jew goes spot on with Corey there. Shout out to Jew. You're welcome for that impression. Well, I actually did see that you
For
tagged
that
me in it.
expression.
You're welcome for that expression right there.
Oh man, doing that SNL right now.
Let's just I didn't really want to talk about it.
15, 20 minutes.
Okay, we can pretty much wrap it up after this.
Well, I mean, there was a couple topics I did want to get into. I mean, okay, let's just do. Who do you got? Magomed and Ankalaev. I mean, Ankalaev or Pereira.
Probably leaning towards Ankalaev, bro.
You know what's interesting? I was thinking about this. So two things, you know.
But it's not gonna be a blowout.
Alex Pereira said last fight what he was like at 60%.
Mm-hmm.
Said something like that, right?
Yeah, he says he wasn't himself.
He said he was. I think he said he was under the weather. One, and two, that he still was kind of had some injuries. And he did fight a lot of fights in a row. I will give him that, right? Yeah. And then he kind of did say, "Hey, what? I'm not just doing jumping when the UFC says how high." Mm-hmm. Took a little bit of time, right? So he did get some rest. B, Ankalaev shot 12 times. Pereira stuffed 12. I think the question was last time, can he stuff? Everybody thought if it was a stand-up game, Pereira's going to win.
Yeah.
Magomed, they wanted to see him test it, and he stuffed it. So that impressed me. So I think that he's gotten a little bit better on takedown defense. But I think Magomed does take a couple takedowns. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a couple takedowns actually be solidified. Now, I think that Pereira will be a little bit better on his feet. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to lean Pereira this time.
Okay.
I took him last time, so I'm going to take him at his word that, okay, they were running you. Now you got some, you got some rest under you. We see where your takedown defense is, and let's edge this win. And let's get it. Let's go for number 3. So that's kind of where I'm leaning at when I was looking at like tail of the tape, because I mean Magomed didn't run through him, but he beat him.
He beat him. I guess the argument, kind of just to build off what you're saying, Alex should be a little bit better in the striking this time around because he has that answer checked off in his mind already. He has the ability to defend an Ankalaev takedown. It was a big question for him in that first one, which probably prevented him from opening up, which might have caused him to lose some of those rounds on the feet, which were also very close rounds. They were not dominant blowout rounds. They were very close.
And no one really rocked each other. It wasn't like, oh, he's about to get up.
Nobody got seriously hurt really at any point in that fight. It was a real close fight.
There was a lot of distance management, a lot of like trying to figure out what the
momentum back and forth, but Magomed dominated a good majority of that momentum.
Magomed was able to edge him.
It was like 70-30, I would say, 70-30.
So
but people be talking about this fight like it was like 90-10 Magomed.
Was it unanimous?
I think it was, but again, it was a close fight. Like even if it looks at like a unanimous on the scorecards, it was still like when they were in there, it was close.
I went back and I looked at the stats on it. Ankalaev did edge him on strikes, but it was like, and that's what I thought. Everybody thought it would be the other way around, and then the takedown defense was 0 out of 12. I was surprised in that number. It was a unanimous decision though. Yeah. But I'm wondering if it was like, I don't know,
29-28 unanimous, or at least one of those.
Yeah, right. But so I think Alex is gonna swing and kick a lot more though.
Let's see. I think it'll be great. I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I guess one of the questions I would present would be, yes, definitely a fact. Ankalaev couldn't really take down Pereira right in the last one. But to give it that reverse thought, because we're saying Pereira might be having more confidence going into it, there's an idea, right? If Magomed would be dumb and his camp would be kind of uneducated if they didn't also address that issue in the first fight, meaning Magomed should be coming into this fight with better takedown offense, right? Better finishes on the takedowns. We might actually see an improved Magomed, where Magomed, like how Merab did to O'Malley, right? People were talking up O'Malley so much, we forgot to consider the fact that Merab might have evolved. And so that's why I'm bringing it here. Maybe Magomed evolved. Maybe we might see Magomed actually dominate him more this time around.
There's something to be said to that. Okay.
Yeah. Just an option.
I like that take. No, yeah. I like that take. What about the Joe Pfeiffer Avis fight? What
I
do
mean,
you
I
got?
got nothing to say other than Joe Pyfer has got something to bitch about every fucking time I pop him on the screen. And now he's bald and he just got a hair transplant. I mean, make it make sense. I don't know what's worse. John Anik,
Oh,
right? I don't know what's worse. John Anik shaving his head bald with a full luscious head of hair. Okay, his twin brother even has one. His twin brother's got a beautiful set of locks. Okay, John Anik chooses to be bald. I think it's to be like power move. But anyway, I don't know what's worse, that or Joe Pyfer going to Turkey for a hair transplant and then shaving that shit bald.
That is crazy. That's crazy work.
Like, what the hell did you do that all for?
That's crazy because that shit hurts.
Oh yeah,
I know.
my homie did that, right? That same day when he came home, there's swelling in the forehead because they prick your forehead. But swelling has to go down, right? The blood has to go down. My homie had straight black eyes, bro. Because it drained through his face.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like because
I'm
of the blood
bald.
up here.
Yeah, I'm going bald if that's the case.
And on top of that, my homie, he had a scar in the back of his head. They take the fucking hair from the back of your hairline, like a mid taper. They take it from the mid, and all those follicles, they prick it in the top. So not only are you fucked in the front, but you're fucked in the back too. There's a massive 16 stitch scar back there from basically cutting out.
Joe Fiber crazy, dog.
Joe Pyfer lost the fucking plot, and even still, he has the audacity to get on the mic and say how much he hates the fans yet again. Yeah, I mean, this is the guy who fucking came on Dana White Contender Series with the biggest sob story that Daddy Dana. This is why we call him Daddy Dana. This is why we call him Daddy Dana, because he bought Joe Pyfer a house. Joe Pyfer didn't have a daddy, and Joe Pyfer is gonna hate me for this because he's talked about his abuse, and I'm just in a character right now. But anyway, Joe Pyfer had this sob story, and Daddy Dana bought him a house. Then Joe Pyfer goes on Ariel's show and talks about his abusive childhood. It's always poor Joe Pyfer. Honestly, I used to have, some sentiment for him, but you bash on people all the time. You're talking shit on Jeremy Stevens, right?
See, once you start going that other direction, then you're gonna start taking some smoke. Like either you're a kind dude and empathetic, or you're like, who are you really?
Because you want the empathetic fan base. That's all the attention you garner. Like, I was broke, my dad's on drugs, he beat me, he abused me. Okay, you garnered all these fans, like sympathetic fans, and now you go out here and you just fucking trash Mexico, you trash this, and it's always like fuck everybody.
It is always something.
It's always something. It's never him. It's never him.
It is always something. That's true. So you got Avis.
I got fucking Abu, yeah.
Is that his name, Abu?
Yeah, and then if it's Abu. It's Abu. And then watch, there's gonna be something else for Joe Pyfer after this. Huh?
I thought it spelled ABUS.
It is, but it's Abu.
Abu Magomed. My bad, doggy.
Yeah, Abu. Abbas.
Stop.
Abu.
Well, I got Abu as well. I mean, he's fought some bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he ain't a joke. Like,
he's a big underdog against Pyfer.
Plus 200. Not big, but he's still an underdog.
Oh, let me tell you one other just random story about Pyfer, right?
God, I wish Kevin Gastelum would have beat Joe.
Joe Pyfer, I know. Joe Pyfer, his first time on the Contender Series, he got finished. He got taken down, and when he braced on the floor, his arm popped out of the socket, like the elbow. So the guy who beat him got signed to the UFC, Dustin Stoltzfus, if you're familiar. He just fought Kelvin Gastelum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Dustin smashed Joe's arm, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, he was like, "I'm so sorry, bro. Hopefully you're okay," right? But then they moved on with their careers. When they saw each other at Extreme Couture, like years later, Joe Pyfer had the audacity to go up to him and be like, "Fuck you, bro. You didn't come and check up on me after you broke my arm. Like, you didn't care if I was okay. Like, you're a fucking asshole, bro. You did that to my arm and you didn't even ask if I was okay. Like, not even a DM." Like, this shit's on record. He talks about it. He's admitted to this. Mm-hmm. And he made it seem like Stoltzfus was a bitch for, like, not, like, wanting to be confrontational back with him and shit like that. It's like there's always something with Joe Pyfer, bro. Always something.
But, okay, let's... Josh Emmett, is it Zalal?
It's a good fight right here.
That's a good fight. Zalal, I think he beat Qatar, right? And he likes to showboat in there. I want to see a focus Zalal in the Youssef.
Well, Youssef is that runner, right? Youssef is a runner.
Yeah.
He's a runner. He's a runner. He's a track star.
He is a runner.
He might. I don't know the rest
That's
of
what
the
I mean.
lyrics.
I want to see like another dynamic of him in like, because Emmett should try to cut him off.
Emmett's gonna. I hate this fight because Emmett's gonna be pressing, and Yusuf's just gonna be like, but. It's like, dude, let me go make some food real quick.
Yeah.
I came in here to watch a Josh Emmett K the fuck O, or at least a bloodbath, because that's what we come for, Josh Emmett. This is one of these, after the fight, we might possibly be saying Yusuf Zalal didn't deserve a Josh Emmett. You know, Josh Emmett, legendary character in the game. You know what I mean? Comes, brings it. He's somebody who gives it for their opponent. You know?
He's going to have to try to chase him the whole fight.
And that's why I almost wish the UFC didn't even give him Zalal. Like, Emmett's body of work doesn't deserve a Yusuf Zalal, bro. We need an exciting fight. Zalal be stinking up cards. He already got cut once. He's on his second tenure here. He better be careful. If you come out of this and you don't fight Josh Emmett, let me say this now. I don't care if you win. You don't fight Josh Emmett the way the UFC wants you to. Here we go again. I'm of the belief we're going to have to see how this ages, right? This is a setup. The UFC is setting up Zalal here. They're saying, you want to run, you want to be a track star, we're giving you Emmett. You fight this way against Emmett, we're done with you. Win or lose, we're done with you.
Because this is a chance where you can have a brawl.
We're giving you an opportunity.
Right.
Big name. Don't fucking squander it. Don't shit the bed, right? I believe this is a setup for Zalal. The UFC's setting him up. They're saying what I'm saying, and maybe that's why they gave him Emmett. But they're stacking it against him, saying, if it's not an exciting fight, it's your fault. We're not going to fucking commend you for it.
Picking.
I'm not going to pick Zalal, bro.
I got Emmett too then.
He's a runner. He's a track star. I can't be picking that shit.
Yeah, I got Emmett too. All right, Yuri Roundtree.
It's a tough fight. I would probably just reserve a pick for this one, you know.
I'm going to go Roundtree. Interesting enough. I'm going to go Roundtree.
You know, Roundtree's, again, he's just that prototypical, you know, real good, real technical, real composed, never out of position, right?
Kickboxer.
You know, Yuri does have the power to hurt a Roundtree. Roundtree has the power to hurt a Prohaska.
But Roundtree, you know, he gained a lot of respect. That beating he took from Pieta to stand in there.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Can't take anything away from the man. That's why it's hard for me to pick this one.
I'm gonna go
because
Roundtree.
both guys just earned both guys not only earned, they demand so much respect.
Yeah.
With their performances. Even Pereira with Prohaska and how he lost to Pereira goes out on his shield, fearless, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why this is a great fight.
Great fight.
I love this.
Two fan favorite fighters right here.
Last thing I was gonna say is Apache Mix was on a main fight card, and now he's on the early prelims.
Is he on this card?
He's on the early prelims.
I heard he said he wants to rematch Mario Batista more than he wants a title shot these days.
And I hate that he said that. Bro,
Me too.
move past that. Bro, you fucked up. Move past it. Get the next opponent. And what's crazy is like that next opponent, he doesn't even have a face. They don't even have a face.
I don't even know what he looks like. No, but it's also like, dude, Mario Batista ain't worried about you, bro. Stop fucking mentioning his name.
Oh.
Like, Mario Batista's on to gold, bro. Like, you ain't fucking running it back with him.
That's what I was crazy. I was like, wow, that down. It's not a downfall, but like to go here to like.
And then on top of that, be like, I care more about Batista rematch than gold. It's like, please, bro.
Let it go, dog.
You got your face jabbed off.
Yeah, let it go, bro.
Let that shit go.
Yeah, you got to be like Carlos Paredes and be like, let's keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm. Anything else on this card? I think Marab versus Corey we touched on, right?
Yeah. Nah, nothing else. The only other thing only other topic I was gonna bring up. Yeah, I got like 10 minutes now.
Ronda Rousey.
No, not that one.
We could talk about it.
I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the Terence Crawford.
Oh yeah, definitely. So,
I mean,
is that some issue? I mean, okay. So here's what I'll say real quick, just to give you a quick 4-1-1, if you haven't gotten it already. It was his. They had the parade for his homecoming after winning the Canelo fight. So
like 2 weeks ago.
This was actually like last weekend, like on Friday or Saturday. So he had the homecoming parade. He also received the key to the city as a part of the parade. Then that evening, technically the next morning, 1:30 a.m., on his birthday, that next morning, he got pulled over for reckless driving, allegedly, according to the police report. The police officer found a firearm upon pulling him over on the driver's side floorboard, which is an odd place if you ask me. I don't know why you have it next to the gas pedal. Like on the floor of the driver's side. I don't know why he had it there. But anyway, that's the story. Then the police officer upped the strap on him for his safety, apparently. Ordered all of them out of the car. Found a strap on Crawford's security team as well. Confiscated that. And then later found out that they all have licenses to carry. So they're all legal firearms, nothing illegal. Mm-hmm. Released him from the handcuffs after conducting the investigation or whatever. Crawford also requested the supervisor come out. So Crawford didn't want to deal with the cop who did all this bullshit. Supervisor came out, handled the rest of the situation. They went on their way. Lieutenant came out, said he's opened an investigation on the traffic stop. So before we start putting out all these theories and stuff, we're going to see everything. We're going to see how fast he was going when he got pulled over. We're going to see the discovery of the firearm and how, if Crawford was calm, if he was arguing, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see all of that.
We just saw a clip.
But since an investigation is being opened by the police department, they got to release that footage, right? So we're going to see the body cam footage. We're going to get all that details. And then we'll see if who was on some bullshit or not.
Yeah.
My biggest question is, licenses to carry are a real thing, right? Is that standard protocol? If a white guy, you pull over a white guy, and he's like, I got a firearm in the car. Does the police officer immediately pull out the strap and say, okay, get out? We got to check and make sure you do. Or does he say, can you provide me with your license real quick? On top of that, it's Terence Crawford. It's not me or you or some Joe fucking schmo. It's the most.
He was.
It's the most famous guy in Omaha. Like, how do you not know Terence Crawford? You mean the guy who they just had a parade for that same day? Or you mean the guy who just received the key to the city? You don't think that the PD gets fucking calls saying, hey, can we get you guys out here to provide security while Terence Crawford does his parade today?
True. That's true.
You don't know his fucking face, dude?
That's true.
Like, where's the discretion here? Even if he is black, it's Terence Crawford. Like, I don't even think you can, you know what I'm saying? It's not even black or white. It's like, you should have recognized Terence Crawford.
Yeah, I think that there is, our country in general, people of color have had to experience this so many times that's where the uproar is at. Now, the questions you're asking prior, you're right. You bring up a lot of good points, because if the body cam comes out and it's like, hey, speeding, oh no, he was under the influence, he had a strap on him, did he throw it underneath the thing because they didn't want him to have it on him? You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to, it's not his. Cop sees it. What's the initial response of the cop's going to do? He's probably going to draw the gun, right?
With the caveat of reckless driving, it's not like he just pulled him over for a busted headlight. So maybe the cop was a little bit more aggravated if Terence was reckless driving. Now, it's not even speeding. It's reckless driving. So what is that, swerving?
Right.
Cutting someone off, tailgating?
Right. So there's some questions there, right? At the end of the day, he did fill in. See, that my question is, like, I'm just wondering, like, did he walk up? Because I knew there are millions of instances where cops just walk up with the strap already pulled, just for their own safety, but you don't see that a lot. And this is where our country is sometimes so divided, because a lot of white people, that's not going to be the initial reaction. So, I mean, it's a delicate conversation of, just how police officers treat certain people of color on, thousands and millions of occasions, that this is the same revolving story.
And that's why I just said a second ago, I'll repeat it, but that's why I said, because you said it's crazy how they treat people of color, which is true, yeah, but it's like, but dude, like, that's not just a person of color. That's fucking Terence Crawford. Like, Terence Crawford doesn't even get the pass from you guys. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I get it. Like, whatever the whole person of color, I understand that exists, right? And they might be more inclined to be more hands-on with the person of color. But, dude, it's Terence Crawford. Like, even him, like, he doesn't even get the pass. I find it crazy.
I don't find it that crazy.
Well, I don't find it crazy. We have to see what happened because there's the caveat of the reckless driving and all that stuff. So yeah. I don't know. But I just do find it. Here's what I'm trying to say. I would have, and I don't know how Terence acted. So I don't want to just assume he was
calm and collective though in that clip.
So if he was calm and collected, I don't see why the officer would need to up a strap.
Yeah. And
like what if it was Justin Bieber?
There was that's not happening. In a lot of instances, the cops are already. This is what I said. A lot of instances, cops are already coming out with the strap. Like, but if it got pulled out after the fact that like he found out there was a gun in the car, you know, is there some?
Somebody told me it's officer discretion.
Yeah,
he can choose to at his own safety.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I know actually some police officers that have some really good conversations about stuff like this, right? Sure, in certain parts of the city of whatever city we're in, cops know, hey, let's be careful here. Like, hey, let's be alert. Have your guns ready.
Right,
you know
LA versus OC, right? They're gonna be more on standby in LA.
Right. We know more things are prone to happen, and there's more gang activity, and we're gonna probably come out guns first.
You don't get as much benefit of the doubt.
Right. You're gonna ask questions later, right? Now, if you go up to OC, you're probably, hey, sir, how's it going? Hey, we pulled you over for X. We see, do you have any firearms? Yeah, I have a firearm. Okay, do you have a license? Yeah, I have a license. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a dialogue there. There's more trust. Mm-hmm. Also, you put into that perspective, and I remember a cop told me this and really opened up my eyes. He goes, dude, I had 3 guns pointed at me today. I was like, ooh, that changes your perspective and how you go about the next person you're pulling over.
Yeah, of course.
So I think sometimes even for myself, I didn't always take that in and acknowledge what they really have to go through. Not to say that I condone it, you know what I mean? Because I think law enforcement needs to be retrained on how they deal with civilians, but their lives are, a lot of times in jeopardy. So it's a double-edged sword. It is a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword. My thing, I'll give one caveat, which is I do fully agree with you, and I want to even say that if I was in LA, right, because I'm used to nice cops around here. Like, cops over here pull you over. They're like, you got weed on you? I'm like, yeah, I got like an ounce on me. They're like, oh, okay, like, thanks for being honest. Like, you just drive safe.
Yeah.
They don't, I mean, like, in fact, one time the cop's like, that's all you got? Like, just an ounce? Nothing more? I'm like, yeah, that's all. He's like, okay. Now, if I was even in LA, I feel like they would also be harder on me. Just because
they take you out the car. They take you out the car.
Yeah, right. Even just because I'm a lighter skin pigment, right? They're still gonna probably be hard on me.
Immediately.
For a fact.
Bro, I've had. I can't even tell you the amount of instances I've had. Not even pulled over, microphone, get out of the car, guns drawn.
They just don't want to take risks.
Lay on the ground.
Oh, geez.
Like immediately handcuffs. Like, but done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Done nothing wrong. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, well, what's
that could be a little much.
Well, but it's super common.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. But it's a double-edged sword because you're dealing with guys that are dealing with people that do want to kill them, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're living in that, like the territory that you have to go and like answer calls to for crimes that are happening. Mm-hmm. If you're in the south side of LA, you're gonna be a high alert. Because maybe I'm not the guy that's gonna be, the criminal, right? Mm-hmm. But 8 out of 10 other guys will be the ones that are. Mm-hmm. So they'd rather just say, hey, we'll take a loss with you, even if it's not right, and but these other 8
everybody treated the same,
right? Mm-hmm. To an extent, like now we were in Beverly Hills, you know what I mean, like. It's going to be a different conversation. It is. I hate to say it. I hate that we live like that. You know what I mean? Because it does suck.
But it is true, right? It's more, you're dealing with more high risk people, right? In the areas that we're referring to versus in OC. It's just a fact. It's not even discriminatory. On average, the numbers that you pull over are going to be more high risk.
And you're not taking into the account, like, how many times did this police officer have his life threatened? Not today, this week, his career. Mm-hmm. He's taking all that baggage with him.
That's why I wouldn't want to be a cop.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? Because it would get to me. I wouldn't want to show up to work and shit.
And that's why you have those cops that are just like, that power ego, like, dude, I'm fucking the alpha male big man on campus. Like, I'm a debo everybody in this bitch.
You
I
almost
don't care.
got to. Sometimes it makes you that way.
But then it becomes that your persona, right? And then you start blurring your own lines
Right.
of morality. You know what I mean? Like, and not caring.
It's a slippery slope being a cop.
Yeah, it is. And now you're not even a civil servant anymore. You know what I
Right.
mean? That you're just throwing your power and fucking abusing everybody.
That's what jobs do to a lot of people, though. They stop looking at it as, what they came into it for. They start looking at their, whatever they're dealing with as like problems, or like it takes out the human aspect sometimes.
Well, all right. I think that's it.
That's pretty much it. Because I was even gonna say, I'll wrap it up by also saying, I was thinking like maybe the officer shouldn't have been as harsh on Terence.
Yeah,
If the footage comes out that Terence was super cooperative and not hostile at all. But then again, when you factor in the location, sometimes they're not going to give Terence the chance to schmooze them up anyway. They're in the hood, right? They heard there's a firearm on him. There's 4 people in the car for his own safety. He's going to do that. So I might not fully blame the cop, but let me also just read a couple comments. Fuck, my phone died. Let me pull it up on here real quick. Because a lot of people seem to be of the mindset of what I was questioning, like thinking like, cop doesn't, like, Omaha, low-key racist and stuff like that. I'll just read the comments too, see if it sparks any thoughts of yours. Let me see here.
See, and I think it's a blend of all of the above,
Yeah.
But like you said, there's going to be the investigation that happens.
At least an investigation's coming out. We get to see everything. Okay, so just a few. There's only like 5 comments here. But it's... Oh, so somebody goes, get your black ass out of Omaha. That ain't no place for no black people any damn way. You don't need to be representing and giving the redneck place like Omaha any thumbs up. The only reason they know that place is because of you. So you need to leave out of there and leave Omaha to the redneck hillbillies. Oh,
Jeez.
my gosh. YouTube comments are crazy sometimes.
Oh, bro.
Somebody goes, wait, you got a thought on that one? Anything spark?
Oh.
All right. Well, you think
I get it. You
think he's right? Terrence should get out of Omaha though, or what? Is it a predominantly white place? Do you even know?
I mean, you're gonna have a lot of white people there, but you have black people there too, right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was kind of more black too. He's too big for them good old boys. Don't like that. Ooh, they're low key, like, they're throwing out these slurs. Good old boys.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Oh, somebody goes, officer's call, like I told you. If he didn't know Bud by recognition, I'd be surprised. In the end, when a gun is in the equation, it's the officer's call. That's true, right?
But here's the question: if it was a white person, would he have acted the same way?
Right. That's why I threw out Justin Bieber and shit.
Because a white person would have been like, "That's my right. It's my right to bear arms, officer."
Yeah. Well, Justin Bieber, you don't think they'd pull out the gun on Bieber and his boys? The last person goes, "Oh yeah, they're racist as fuck." So.
I want to see more footage.
Let's see more footage. It's an open case, right? Maybe the cop could be. We won't know. We got to see the footage. But also, it could have just been a routine traffic stop in a shitty situation. Yeah. Now, also, big question: did Terence deserve to be pulled over? Because, like I said, it's reckless driving. That could be up for interpretation, right? Speeding, it's like you were going 60 and a 50.
I think
reckless driving. What'd you do? Swerve in and out of lanes 5 times? One time?
I think maybe what we're not asking is he put money on Canelo and he lost.
And he's pissed off. No, okay, let's go this route. Real
quick.
How
does he not know who, like you said, how does he not know who Crawford is?
That's what I'm saying.
In your own town? That's crazy.
So real quick. We you know the narrative. I don't have to explain it. I will if you need me to. Hypnotized with hatred. Shout out Boosie. Shout out Vlad. This is the topic that's been made famous on Boosie and Vlad's interviews. You know what I'm talking about or no?
I remember, but I don't like
hypnotized with hatred. Essentially, you come up in the hood, right? For lack of better explanation here, like rappers, they have a history with cops. SD Dumas has a history, right? Coming up in high school and when he's 18, 19, 20, right? Let's use SD Dumas as the example. Now, SD Dumas makes it to the UFC, right? That same fuck up, right, that the cops been arresting for years. Okay? No offense to SD, I'm just speaking in terms here.
Yeah, just an analogy.
Yeah, the same fuck up that they've been arresting for years. Now all of a sudden they come home and their son, right? Hey, Dad, SD Dumas is fighting tonight. SD Dumas is so sick. He's like one of us in a way, right? I look up to SD or rappers, right? A rapper be getting arrested.
The kids are listening to his music.
Bumping
now.
that fucking, whatever tunes, Draco, whatever the tunes may be, right?
Juice World.
Right. Now they're hypnotized. They're like, fuck this. My son looking up to him and shit like that. Fuck that. Like, let's end this.
True.
Let's end this. For lack of better explanation.
There's a lot of value in that.
They get hypnotized with hatred because it's constantly in their circle because they live in that area too. Now they're hearing about this guy who they don't like, right? And now people are trying to spin a narrative like they're a good guy all of a sudden. They want to shut it down.
Funny enough, you say Boosie. Boosie's got fucking arrested in San Diego for having a gun on him.
Oh, and I think he's
facing prison.
Fighting a case right now, yeah.
Facing prison right now.
Right. But that's that classic saying. So that's why they say it's err on the side of caution of leave your hometown, because you never know if a cop has a vendetta. Whether you went to high school with the guy or not, maybe you stole his girlfriend. Shit like that is real.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
You stole a dude's girlfriend in high school. You don't know about it, but he got the biggest vendetta. Or maybe he just had a crush on some chick.
Yeah.
And then you're like some jock, you stole her. Right? And now he sees his opportunity to get back.
You guys got a family and kids now and shit. Like, what the fuck? That was my girl.
Yeah. And I'll even add one last thing onto it. But on top of why you should honestly leave the hood, this is my opinion. Because in the hood, right, now you're a walking lick for all the people who aren't cops. Everybody you came up with in the hood, they're now liable to be snakes. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because of the circumstances they're in. They're in the hood. If you don't think they could rob you at gunpoint too, it's happened to basketball players. They can't leave the hood. They go back. They get fucking held at gunpoint and shit like that. There's a basketball player that served like a 20 years because of that shit.
He died in front of his own store.
Because of some homie, right, in the gang who he's talking about bullshit, snitching allegations, stupid shit.
100%.
Stupid ass fucking shit. That's why it's best, probably leave. If you have troubled pasts, it's not enough just to like mature out of it. You gotta leave it. Because those people aren't maturing. Those people are always gonna find a way to pull you back down. It hurts their soul to see you thriving. You know what I mean? When they're struggling. Because it's a constant reminder, you're better than them. You did it better than them.
Or you think you're better than me.
Right. And there's that saying, misery loves company. They would love nothing more than for not Terence, but you get what I'm saying with this theory of hypnotized with hatred. So that's a theory out there as far as what this whole thing could be. And if the cops were on some bullshit, we get to speak about it. Were they hypnotized with hatred?
Yep, I agree.
All right, bro. That's the
All
show.
right. Jew. What was the other guy's name?
Jew, Scott.
Scott.
Jew and Scott were in the chat today. Just Jew and Scott. All right. Peace out, boys. Enjoy the fights. We got 2 men title fights.
It, right?
Huh? Streaming it. 2 men title fights, and then we got a fucking Prohaska versus Roundtree banger. So we're in for some good fights. No complaints.